When I'm working with clients to organize their spaces or just talking to people in my community, the closet is one of the most highly requested spaces to work in. And it makes sense. Like, you're in there every day, usually twice a day. And when it's a disaster or when it's really disorganized, you feel it. It's a heavy way to start your morning. But let's be real, most of the time we prioritize organizing spaces that other people are going to see, like the kitchen or the family room. Because the reality is your neighbor Judy probably isn't going into your closet. Today, I want to share 3 reasons why your latest clothing purchases are actually doomed to become clutter, and 3 tricks that you can do to avoid this common trap. First, purchasing items for your fantasy self. I see this all the time, and it's really quite a dopamine trap. Picture this. You're at the store and you see the cutest dress for date night. You look at reviews and you try it on and you look in the mirror and think, dang girl, you look amazing. You get to the checkout line feeling so excited about how cute you're going to look in it. And then you get the item home. Fast forward a couple weeks, a couple months, and you have been living real life, lugging the kids to school, getting them to soccer practice, and all of a sudden you realize you haven't even touched that dress. In fact, when you see it in your closet, you realize the dopamine high has worn off and you maybe feel a bit of guilt or even shame. And here's the skinny. You've been married 12 years, you have 3 kids, and you're more of a jeans and t-shirt and sneakers kind of gal than you are a date night every weekend. As cute as the dress looks on you, you really purchase for your fantasy self. Did you know there was a study that found 56% of people regret impulse purchases almost immediately? So avoid trap number 1, avoid the fantasy self impulse purchase. The second trap I see is the one function trap, meaning the item only serves one purpose. Maybe you bought the item intentionally, but you didn't think about how it would be integrated into your current wardrobe. Maybe you bought a pair of those new wide leg jeans and you're so excited to use them because they looked great in the mirror at the store. And you get them home, but you realize that they don't really work with the shoes that you already have, or maybe you're wanting a different top to go with it. So you put it away on the shelf and save it for another day. But later never comes. You end up day after day turning to your tried and true outfits. Did you know that research shows the average person only wears 20% of the items in their closet? If an item requires you to buy other things just so you can wear it, it's likely not a gift to your closet. It's more like a roadblock to your organization. Now here's the caveat. Sometimes items are one use and one function and one purpose. So for something like a military ball, those items might be a one-time purchase, a one-function purchase. But if you're looking for something for the everyday, this is the standard we want to set. Lastly, trap number 3 is the duplicate shove. We all have our favorite white tees and sneakers, and usually they get worn out over time. So you go buy a new one to freshen up your wardrobe a bit. You know you're going to wear that white tee or those sneakers. And there's nothing wrong with that, but the problem lies in when you bring it back and you don't declutter the old one that you've decided officially is no longer serving you because you've gone out to purchase a replacement. So instead of taking time to donate or declutter the old ones, you keep buying more things and shoving it in. But friend, your closet has a finite amount of space. It's not a Mary Poppins bag. And when you treat it like one, it will always feel cluttered. There was a study out of Princeton that showed that visual clutter actually competes for our attention. So when you go to that closet and you have 18 white t-shirts with pit stains and you have the one new one at the end, or you have 5 pairs of sneakers but only 2 of them work for you, that actually makes it harder for your brain to process which item to choose. So when you're having to look through a packed closet just to find that one white t-shirt that works, you're actually exhausting your brain before you've even started the day. New clothes can become clutter fast if we're not intentional with our space and what we purchase. So how do we fix or avoid this common trap? Well, the first thing I like to recommend is put it in your cart. And I mean this literally and figuratively, right? Like if you're in the store, put the item in your cart and walk around. A lot of times by the time I'm done walking through the store, that dopamine has already worn off and I realize, you know what? I actually do already have a dress similar to this, or it's not as cute as I thought, or I don't need it. But if you go to the dressing room and you try it on and you love it, then take a few pictures. Take a few pictures with your phone and then put the item back. Leave it at the store. And When you walk away from the item, the shininess of the newness of the item kind of fizzles out. And if in 3 days you are still thinking, oh my goodness, I wish I would have got that, name it, then go back and get it. But this is how we lead to having intentional purchases, thinking twice before we hit buy. And the same is true for online shopping, right? Like, you see an item, you want it, don't just hit buy. Go ahead and put it in your cart and give it a couple days. I recommend at least 24 hours, but some people need 72 hours for that shininess of that new item to wear off. And if 72 hours later you're still thinking about this new purchase and how it might benefit you or serve you in your season of life, then by all means, go for it. But if after those 48 or 72 hours you forget it's there, well then, my friend, you just saved yourself some clutter. Tip number 2, say no to items with one function or purpose. Now again, there are a few things in life that you need a one function for, like a wedding dress or maybe a military ball. But for the other items that you bring home, try to find at least 3 ways that you can wear them. I've actually bought clothes before and brought them home knowing that I might return it if I couldn't find some other things in my closet that it works with. And so when you do this, it starts to train you not only to get creative with the clothes that you have, but you start building out this kind of capsule wardrobe where this shirt goes with 3 different pairs of pants and 3 different pairs of shoes, and all of a sudden you've got multiple outfits when before it only gave you one. So whether you order online or bring it home from the store, my tip is to try it on right away and play with the stuff already in your closet. If you can't find at least 3 outfits to pair it with, then this is a lonely item and it's going to be lonely in your closet. It's just going to sit there because you're not going to have enough to wear with it. So let it go. Take it back to the store and get your money back. Final tip to help us avoid these traps of our new purchases becoming clutter is consistent maintenance. Now, as an organizer, I am typically spending the first part of my time with my client decluttering through items to make space for the items that are serving them. And so in order to avoid this trap in your home of your new purchases becoming clutter, I want to encourage you to do maintenance. Do decluttering consistently. Edit your space, edit your home in a consistent manner so that you can have space for these new things to shine. If you're a frequent shopper, you might need to do this weekly or monthly. If you don't shop that frequently, you can maybe declutter every 6 months or maybe once a year. But the point is that you've got to incorporate some ritual for consistently clearing out the things that are no longer serving you to make space for the things that are. Because remember, none of us have a Mary Poppins closet. Well, if you're ready to remove the 80% of your closet that you're not wearing to make space for the 20% of your closet that you are so that it can shine, I want you to grab my decluttering guide below. I hope it serves you well on your decluttering season ahead. And as you declutter, remember, everything that you edit out today will make your organizing easier in the future. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.